to the Paletti Rosa Homestead. Well, today's another day, and I decided I have to catch up and make some kombucha. I haven't made it in a while. I've slacked off on it, but I know I need some probiotics in my body. And when I was doing kombucha regularly, I just felt better. The probiotics really worked in my system. So I thought I'd bring you along today. And one of the things that I go by a lot is, it's called the Big Book of Kombucha. This book will tell you everything you need to know about kombucha. Starting out brand new and being an experimental person that makes it, all the way to going to be an experienced kombucha maker. This book tells it all. It's a great go-to. Since I haven't made it in a while, I just had to go back and refresh myself. So this is a great book to have. Something I think everybody should have in their home. So in order to make kombucha, you do need a glass vessel. Glass is very important when making probiotics. You don't want the mixture, the probiotic, to take any of the materials that's made in the plastic to go into your drink. So you really do need a glass container, and I suggest you getting a 1 gallon glass container. You need 1 cup of sugar. You need 6 black tea bags or green tea or white tea. It cannot be flavored, so please don't go using sleepy time tea or honey ginger tea. They must not be flavored. Okay, so 6 tea bags. I'm using black tea. You need a gallon of water. Do not use tap water. Tap water has all your chlorine and stuff in it that you don't want in your kombucha. The next important thing is what's called a Scoby. I bought my very first Scoby. Some people say when you can make a Scoby by going out and buying a kombucha drink and letting it sit and sit and sit to form its Scoby. It's so much easier. Just go out and buy one. They come in to your house. They'll be about maybe that big. When you put it into a vessel, and I say a 1 gallon glass jar. This is just what was Mount Olives. I think they were pickles or olives or whatever in it. And I got it from a local pizza parlor. I went and got a whole bunch of these because they're great to have. And I made kombucha, and I left that Scoby in there to grow. Make sure your hands are nice and clean. And this is just one to give you an idea. See how big it is and thick? The longer you have it, the bigger it will grow. This is what you call a Scoby Hotel. When you make your kombucha, you're going to get lots of these. I try to keep like 3 or 4 on hand. But that's what's called a Scoby. It is a live good bacteria for the body. Okay? So let's get started. What you're going to do is you're going to take your 1 gallon of water. Take about 1/4 of it and heat it up with your tea bags. When the water gets really hot, pour your sugar in it and let the sugar dissolve. Okay, I'll take you along with me. 1 moment. Okay, so open up your water. You want enough in there so that you're making tea. Don't just put a little on the bottom and have your tea bags burned. Now, what I usually do is I take the paper off and just leave that. And then what I'll do is I'll take all these 6 of these, and I'll just tie it together to make it easier coming out of it. Sometimes what I've done, and that's worked great too, I don't know, maybe I'll try it this time, is the last one I'll leave the paper on. Maybe I'll do it this time. So grab all your strings. And tie them together. Okay, so I got them all tied together. Turn your water on, and you want to brew your tea. And like I said, when the water gets really hot, that's when you want to put your sugar in. You are not going to add the rest of the water until the very end. Think of your hand. If you put boiling water on your hand, what's going to happen? You're going to have problems. It's going to hurt. Same with the Scoby. The Scoby is live, so you don't want to burn the Scoby. Okie doke, so I will bring you girls and guys back, when I'm ready to pour in the sugar. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, so open up your water. You want enough in there so that you're making tea. Don't just put a little on the bottom and have your tea bags burned. Now, what I usually do is I take the paper off and just leave that. And then what I'll do is I'll take all these 6 of these, and I'll just tie it together to make it easier coming out of it. Sometimes what I've done, and that's worked great too, I don't know, maybe I'll try it this time, is the last one I'll leave the paper on. Maybe I'll do it this time. So grab all your strings. And tie them together. Okay, so I got them all tied together. Turn your water on, and you want to brew your tea. And like I said, when the water gets really hot, that's when you want to put your sugar in. You are not going to add the rest of the water until the very end. Think of your hand. If you put boiling water on your hand, what's going to happen? You're going to have problems. It's going to hurt. Same with the Scoby. The Scoby is live, so you don't want to burn the Scoby. Okie doke, so I will bring you girls and guys back, when I'm ready to pour in the sugar. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, so as you can see, the steam is coming up. It is boiling, and that's what I needed. So now what I want to do is I want to take my sugar. Now yes, you're probably thinking that's a lot of sugar. But understand one thing. How the Scoby gets fed is with the sugar and the sugar and the water. That's how it gets fed. It thrives on the sugar. So a lot of that sugar is going to be gone when it comes time for you drinking it. And it does not take long for the sugar to dissipate in the water. Yep, so I'm going to turn the water off. And here's my vessel. And I want my funnel, even though the funnel's not fitting in this one. I just turn it on an angle, as you can see, and I dump it in that way. So what I usually do is I take my 1 cupper and I put my tea bags right in there for now, and then I'll strain that. Now take your water . Now I see on the bottom of my pan, I can see that there is some sugar still. So I'm going to have to take some of that water, and I can take the cool water, it will still come up. You only need a little bit. Okay, now remember what I said. You cannot put the Scoby in this. It's boiling, it will kill it. So what you want to do is you want to take your water and I used to have a 2-gallon pitcher that I used to do. It had the siphon on it, but I don't have it anymore. It didn't really work very well. It is safe to put the Scoby in here now when it's warm to touch. If you could put your finger in it and it's not hot, it's just like warm, like lukewarm, that's when you could put the Scoby in. And don't burn your fingers doing this either, because it's hot. I usually take one of those big spoons with the holes in it. Sorry, one of those kind. And I'll do this without it falling. Now you want to leave enough room on top for the Scoby to fit, okay? And then understand something. When you turn around and make a kombucha, it's probiotic. You cannot close the top off. So I cannot put back on this lid. You either need to get one of these little things that it's breathing, or just take a round coffee filter and put it on top and then put a rubber band around it. If you close it off, this whole thing is going to burst. And believe me, it's already happened to me. So I'm going to go wash my hands again, and I'm going to touch it to make sure the temperature. That's good. It's like lukewarm. And now I'm going to take one of my Scobies. It's funny. A friend of mine said when she was making it, her son called it a Scoby. And you just put it right in. Now, some of them will float to the top. Sometimes the Scoby will fall to the ground. It has its own personality. Now what I'll do is I will let it go for about 10 days, and then it's ready to drink. Now at this point here, unless you're experienced doing this, do it just like this. Once you get experienced, you could add cinnamon, you can add ginger, there's different flavors you can do. If you're inexperienced, if you're doing it the first 5 to 6 times, do it like this. After that, you can then experiment a little bit. But what I would do is I wouldn't experiment until you have a backup Scoby. Because what you could do then is, this is where at the 10-day mark, you could add fruit to it. You could add cinnamon then to it. You can add different flavors to it. The thing about it is you want a backup in case something happens to the Scoby. In the 10 days, this Scoby that I have here is going to grow, and it's going to have a baby on top of it. This is what's called a mother Scoby. A baby Scoby is very, very thin, but it will grow. Believe me, after you get making kombucha for a while, you're going to have so many Scobies, you're not going to know what to do with them. Give it to a friend, whatever. Okay? That is making kombucha. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you will join me for future videos that we're going to be doing all different kinds of things. Thanks for visiting the Paletti Rosa homestead, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future. Please give me a thumbs up. Love to read a comment if you've ever made kombucha before, and what kind of fruit or herbs did you add to yours? Thanks again. Look forward to seeing you in the future. Bye-bye. Okay, I had to add something back in because I forgot something. When you order your Scoby and you get it in the mail, it is going to come with about a cup of kombucha. Okay? What you want to do is you want to take that cup and you want to add it to your kombucha. Now, when you start making kombucha and you start making your hotel, you always keep kombucha in here to use. So what I always do is I try about every 10 days, when this kombucha is done, what I'll do is I'll make a small batch of the water, the tea, and the sugar and put it in here to feed my Scobies. Okie doke. See you again.